Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskritya.
Narayana Namaskritya.
Devanarotamam.
Naram Chaiva Narotamam.
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam.
Devem Saraswati Vyasam.
Jayamutire.
Tato Jayamutire.
Nashta Prayasha Vadreshu.
Nashtaprayashu Badreshu.
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya.
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya.
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke.
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke.
Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki.
Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Asma loka uparate.
Asma loka uparate.
Mai jnanam padashayam.
Mai jnanam padashayam.
Arahati uttava evadha.
Arahati uttava evadya.
Yati atmatam varaha.
Samprati atmavatam varaha.
Loka uparate.
Asma loka uparate.
Jnanam padashayam.
Mai jnanam padashayam.
Arahati uttava evadha.
Arahati uttava evadya.
Samprati atmavatam varaha.
Samprati atmavatam varaha.
Loka uparate.
Asma loka uparate.
Mai jnanam padashayam.
Mai jnanam padashayam.
Arahati uttava evadha.
Arahati uttava evadya.
Atmavatam varaha.
Samprati atmavatam varaha. Asma loka uparate.
Jnanam padashayam.
Mai jnanam padashayam.
Uttava evadha.
Arahati uttava evadya.
Atmavatam varaha.
Samprati atmavatam varaha.
अस्मालोकादुपरते मयि ज्ञानं मदाश्रयम् अर्हति उद्धव ईवाधा सम्प्रति आत्मवतं वरः.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभुजी. अस्मालोकात् उपरते मयि ज्ञानं मदाश्रयम् अर्हति उद्धव एवाधा सम्प्रत्यात्मावतां वरः. हरे कृष्ण.
अस्मात् लोकात् उपारते मयि ज्ञानं मदाश्रयम् अर्हति उद्धव इवद्धा सम्प्रति आत्मवतां वरः. हरे कृष्ण.
आस्मान् लोका उपरते मैं ज्ञानम महाश्रमाय आरति उद्धवैवात् साम्प्रति आत्मवतं व्रता.
अस्मालोके उपारते मयि ज्ञानमदाश्रयम् अर्हति उद्धवा एवद्धा सम्प्रति आत्मवतां वरः.
हरे कृष्ण. अस्मालोकात् उपरते मयि ज्ञानं मदाश्रयहम् अर्हत्य उद्धव एवाध सम्प्रात्यात्मावतां वरः. हरे कृष्ण.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Asman. Okay, now few minutes I'll take off the audio. Asmat, from this universe. Loka, earth. Uparate, having disappeared. Mai, of myself. Jnanam, knowledge. Madashayam, concerning myself. Arhati, deserves. Uddavaha, Uddava. Eva, certainly. Adha, directly. Samprati, at the present moment. Atma Bhagavatam, of the devotees. Varaha, foremost. Now I shall leave the vision of this mundane world, and I shall see that Uddhava, the foremost of a devotee, is the only one who can be directly interested in knowledge about me. Now I shall leave the vision of this mundane world, and I shall see, I see that Uddhava, foremost of my devotees, is the only one who can be directly interested in knowledge about me. Hare Krishna, Supriya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Purport Gnanam Madashrayam is significant in this verse. The transcendental knowledge has three departmental divisions, namely knowledge of impersonal Brahman, knowledge of the all-pervading Supersoul, and knowledge of the personality of Godhead. Out of the three, transcendental knowledge of the personality of Godhead has special significance and is known as Bhagavata Tattva Vijnana, specific knowledge of the personality of Godhead. This specific knowledge is realized by pure devotional service and no other means. Bhagavad Gita 18.55 confirms this. Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yash chasmi tattvataha. Only persons engaged in devotional service can factually know the transcendental position of the Lord. Uddhava was considered to be the best amongst all devotees of that time, and therefore he was directly instructed by the Lord's grace so that people might take advantage of the Uddhava's knowledge after the disappearance of the Lord from the vision of the Lord. This is one of the reasons why Uddhava was advised to go to Badrikashrama, where the Lord is personally represented by the Naranarayana deity. One who is transcendentally advanced can gain direct inspiration from the temple deity, and as a devotee of the Lord, always take shelter of a recognized temple of the Lord in order to make tangible advancement in transcendental knowledge by the grace of the Lord. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshaya Shunyapadi Pashad Deshatarine Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So here is Uddhava. Krishna made him remain in this world, and there was a purpose. Uddhava, as Prabhupada explains, is the eternal associate of Krishna. And in this world, he remained to carry forward the spiritual knowledge of Krishna after Krishna's becoming aprakata, invisible to us. Krishna Lila is sometimes present, prakata, sometimes aprakata. Krishna Lila actually is always going on in Vrindavan. But if you go there, you cannot see. You go, prakata, now it's beyond our vision. It's always going on. Nitya Lila, Ashtakaliya Lila, everything is going on. But we cannot see. So at that opportunity, Krishna has to see one thing always for devotees, that somebody is there to instruct. to say now, nobody is there now to instruct me. Arjuna was very fortunate. He had Krishna to instruct him, but I am not so fortunate. There is nobody to instruct me. See, how can Krishna leave a sincere soul without proper guidance at any time? At any time, any moment, somebody wants the guidance should be available. True? I want guidance, the guidance should be available. How can you say the guidance is not there? And therefore, two ways the guidance continues to be available. How does Krishna instruct anybody? Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. And on top of it, these are three manifestations of Krishna. He sits in the heart of everybody as Paramatma. So four ways. Always the guidance is available for any living entity. The Lord is there within the heart. He can inspire him. That Krishna can primarily, it is Krishna's mercy. Everything is Krishna's mercy. The Shastra is Krishna's mercy. The Guru is Krishna's mercy. And the Acharyas are Krishna's mercy. Isn't it? Everything is Krishna's mercy at the end of the day. It's always available for somebody who is sincere. Nobody can say, Arjuna was very fortunate, he had Krishna personal in front of him. Krishna, what should I do? Should I fight this war? And Krishna said, yes, fight. I'm with you. But we do not know what to do in many times, in many situations, whether what I should be doing. So Prabhupada said, if you're sincere, what to do, when to do, how to do, Krishna will tell you. You'll have no confusion. Everything will be clear. Just like we do not see in Srila Prabhupada's life any time what to do, when to do, how to do is not. It's very clear. Neither any vagueness in terms of what he wants to do, any vagueness in the philosophy. It's very clear, crystal clear. Crystal clear means as black as clear, no gray, everything. Yeah, this is how we should do. And not only the clear decisions, when to do, just like Prabhupada when he finished his first canto, Bhagavatam, 3 volumes, now is the time to go to America. It's clear to him. Krishna is evidently clear. Now is the time. Proceed. So clear to him. So, and philosophically, the Prabhupada is so definite and so clear when he's writing his book. So clear, exactly clear what is the philosophy. In fact, the people who are editing Prabhupada's books, they said this was miraculous. He was unimaginably consistent in his philosophy. Now today we may say certain philosophy, then we evolve, we learn something, we improve it, we correct it. And Prabhupada was very, very consistent. And for an editor, for a person who changes his philosophy every day, it's crazy. He doesn't know what is the meaning sometimes, correct? But Prabhupada was amazingly consistent. It's very clear. Even for Pandavas, it says, Bhishma says, they were always protected. Deva Achyuta Dharma Ashraya. They're always under the protection of the Devatas, always under the protection of Krishna, always protection of the scriptures. Everything is very clear. Nice words used there. Same way, if you are a sincere devotee, you are always under shelter of the scriptures. You always take shelter of Krishna. You always take shelter of religious principles. And you never are in haziness. Everything is very clear. So, if you want to be clear, problem is not from Krishna's side. Problem is from your side. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vishishyate. So there is complete arrangement for every living entity to go back to Krishna from Krishna's side. If there is any incompleteness is find in the spiritual life, it is our lack. Something is incomplete about us. Our lack of surrender, and that includes everything at the end of the day. One surrender has your lack of sincerity, lack of everything you can say. Lack of application. Prabhupada used to say, We should simply surrender to the spiritual master. And then he says on lecture, I did it. I did it. He says, yeah, man, I just followed my guru every word. I blindly followed him. I never knew what is going to be the result. In fact, you look at Srila Prabhupada's life, he was just printing and distributing books. Prabhupada said that's what my guru told him. If you get money, print books. And it's quite abnormal. Somebody is sitting in India. Prabhupada says one place, I could have easily built a Mata in Vrindavan. That would not have been difficult for me with the contacts he had. See, publishing is also not easy. It's very expensive. Right? So therefore, Krishna's grace. And Prabhupada says after that, before I come to therefore, let us see first analysis. Prabhupada said when I was distributing the books profusely in America, the money came profusely. And therefore I built some temples. It's not that Prabhupada's guru said you only print and distribute books, Prabhupada with temples, but he said when money came profusely, what to do? I could build some temples. Correct? So similarly, Prabhupada says after that, the same principle should still be followed. But generally our tendency is, we get money, build a temple. That's still the tendency. We're not understood the revolution of Bhaktivinoda Prabhupada. And Prabhupada says one place, I don't want money, I don't want buildings, I don't want anything else. I just want these books to be distributed. So now, I think last time we have come in the first 30, and this time, I have not seen, I think 15, what is the date today? 8, 15? In one or 2 days will come to know. Probably it will be much more improved within first 15 at least. Should start moving. And Sri Radha Govinda ki Jai. So we should think about the ways and means to distribute books because complete knowledge is available. Here is saying complete. Uddhava had the complete knowledge. Uddhava was kept by Krishna in this world to give the complete information. So then Prabhupada's books are there to completely guide every living entity. But at the same time, then you say we don't need devotees, we just have Prabhupada books. Some people have this kind of idea. It's not true. Devotees are Srila Prabhupada. So your books are there, no? Prabhupada said, but you have to do something. What? Teach these books. So Prabhupada has given us a wonderful service to teach these books. First, understand, because Prabhupada says, Prabhupada, why do we need somebody? Prabhupada said, no, it's needed because he knows the essence of the books. He knows the essence of the books. Just like many people know, they say Prabhupada books are like the time bombs and let us distribute them and that's it. That's good. Just by chanting holy name, anybody could go back to Krishna. But if he's guided by the devotees, then it is easier for him to understand the value of the holy name and chant purely. Okay, you can chant and go back to Krishna definitely, but you have to chant purely. So to chant purely, you need guidance. So similarly, proper books are there. I can read the books, go back to Krishna. But you read the books with submission and respect. That devotees can help you. The devotee means who is guiding you, his faith in the holy name, his faith in proper books is more than. And by his association, it enhances your faith. Just like various birds can fly to different capacity, but some person can fly miles high. So it inspires us more faith in the holy name, more faith in Prabhupada's books. Right? Therefore, we need guidance of devotees. So Prabhupada said, you teach my books. So Prabhupada has given us a service, a transcendental service. We may not be qualified, but he has given it a service to teach his books. And it becomes easier. Correct? How many people told they had even the Bhagavad Gita Prabhupada at home, but they could not understand. They were reading. Even it was for me, same thing. When I purchased Bhagavad Gita, I took it to my room. I read for 1 week. I could not understand fully. But when the devotees came, I understood what it means. When I saw the kirtans, when I saw the smile on the devotee's face, when I interacted with them, I understood what the book means. Correct? So with the devotees association, it becomes easier to understand. Just like we have so many, I have talked about this a million times. We have every city problem today of Corona, but still why are the schools and colleges conducting online classes? What is the need? Give them books and that's it, no? It doesn't work out that way. When to study small mathematics and physics, you need a teacher. You think you don't need a teacher? Then why are you doing the online course? We can tell people these are the books, we can PDF, we can download, and that's it. Don't talk to us. We should not talk. We are talking, it's an impure soul, spreading poison, will not talk. We just read proper books. Some people have that idea, funny idea. But the point is that it's not practical. And how much we have seen somehow online we could filter out from the mass of people keen to learn Krishna consciousness. But haven't you heard million times already? They said, no, it helped me a lot. By hearing, I could understand. Now I can really get what it means. So what the devotee does when he gives association is increases the faith in the very book itself. And he knows the essence. That becomes very easy to understand the book. Correct? If a teacher does so, and clears the doubts. Sometimes people don't read books properly. They have their own ideas and they don't hear what the book is saying. They hear their own mind even when they're reading books. Just like when you're chanting Hare Krishna, we don't hear the holy name. We hear our own mind. So similarly, we're reading proper books. We see something which is not written in the book if you're not reading attentively, because you're hearing yourself more than the book. And you're thinking the book says what the book doesn't say, what your mind says you're hearing. So it's not easy to hear attentively, either the book or the holy name. So it's extremely important, therefore, the role of preaching these books, and Prabhupada gave that service. So, but at the same time, Prabhupada always said, what your 2-minute preaching will do, if they get my one book, their life will change. So good preaching, it always, we have that as a landmark of success. Somebody comes to temple and we preach to him 1 hour, preach to him 2 hours, preach him 3 hours. But if he goes away without a book, we say the preaching is incomplete. Because book means something is documented, black and white. When somebody is hearing you, he cannot go back to what he spoke 1 minute before. Maybe he has some doubt on what he spoke. He wants to, but it's all gone. But book means he can go up, back, up, back, up, back. Book has its own role to play. For education, always books are needed, black and white. So, therefore, okay, so therefore, the universities that are existing, colleges are existing, and we should feel so privileged. Prabhupada gave these wonderful books, and everything is documented. The whole movement, there is nothing hazy now. Everything is black and white. A document is there. Prabhupada said this document is a document for 10,000 years. Black and white document is there. So easy now to teach. Books are there. Now, but not only that, now and on top of that, he gave us a service to teach these books. So we should do both. One side we should distribute these books, and we should also teach these books. If we do only one of them, that's not the best. Just like many people say, and the proper books are like the time bombs. We're distributing, and we have many miraculous stories. People just read the book, read a paragraph, and their life changed. That's potentially books are powerful like that. That's potentially. But how much more role we can help them to open that bomb and let the bomb explode. Like always, it is said, you distribute Prabhupada books are like time bombs. And we have heard enough miracles. Correct? The book was lying in somebody's house, and then he opened the book, and he didn't read it, kept it back. His grandchild opened after 20 years, opened the book, and know, oh my God, everything is there. Then it tells everybody in the house. So that was submissive reading a fortunate person had. Just like, when you go to Holy Dham, it is said that a visit to this Dhamma, all your sins are destroyed. That's always potential. Potential. Not that it will happen to everybody. Potentially it will happen. That much power is there. Mahatma is always potential. Just by one utterance of holy name of Krishna, you can go back to God potentially. But you have to chant with love and submission. So similarly, Prabhupada books are potentially. Somebody asked Srila Prabhupada, Lavamatar sadhu sangha sarvit siddhi hoy. It is said in the Shastra. Are your books also like that? Prabhupada said, I am ready. Are you ready? Are you ready? You got it? Acharya doesn't say, I'm not ready. He said, I'm ready. Lavamatar sadhu sangha. I'm ready to give you association. By a moment we can become pure devotee. Are you ready to take that association? Correct? So it depends on our. So similarly, proper books of potentially can take a man back to Godhead without needing anything else. At the end of the day, Prabhupada does not depend on anything. He can do his work on his own. At the same time, Prabhupada said, preach these books, teach. You can help to explore that form. Correct? Like so many people said, they had the books at their home. They had Prabhupada Gita at their home. But when they heard the class, oh, yeah, now it understood what it means. Now they could make sense of the whole book. We can help to explore the bomb. Because many times in ISKCON, this was overemphasized. They're distributing books, they're distributing books. What was not emphasized was teaching these books. And it was created a kind of balance. Some people said, I started saying that, we distributed so many books. What happened actually? So the book distributor got upset by hearing such statement, the short statement of Prabhupada books. It's proper letters that one word, one line, one page can do so much effect on somebody. But the teaching the books also helps. They had a point. Teaching books means you are helping to explore this form which is lying in people's house. Correct? And as teaching now, what you're doing in online, we can do both together. Particularly this time we are doing very good book distribution. We can do both together. One side we can distribute books, other side we say, now you're here, I'm going to explain how the book means. And as they open the book, they read the purport, and our classes will help them understand and explore that form. Correct? Well, what a teacher does, the book has already done. His level of hearing is better than the student. Just like in Bhagavatam in the second canto, Prabhupada says one place, this now the universal form description is going on, looks contradictory. Just now we heard the sun is the eye of the Lord. We also now hearing in this shloka, sun is the chest of the Lord. Looks contradictory. Is beyond the common sense. But common sense can be wrong. The Shastra cannot be wrong. Look at the hearing of Acharya. What is Prabhupada saying? Common sense can be wrong. The Shastra cannot be wrong. So many times when Prabhupada used to say something, devotee Prabhupada, they say this thing. Prabhupada said, I can be wrong, but the Shastra cannot be wrong. You saw that. And Prabhupada, because of this, had so much vehemently presented Krishna consciousness, he had a lot of opposition. When he was teaching in America, they talked to Prabhupada about women's liberation. Prabhupada said, no, it's a great malady of the Western society. And this was upfront a problem for Prabhupada. People attacked him for that. Prabhupada did not budge 1 inch. He said, no, it's wrong. Correct? Which was actually totally counter to the civilization, what was in America or maybe developing India today. India is always 50 years behind these kind of things. But these things are coming in India today, but that time in America, women should be totally as equal as men in every respect. Prabhupada says no. And this was totally again. People fought with him. He didn't budge an inch. Correct? If you know, Prabhupada's reporters were attacking him actually on the every airport. Prabhupada was not budging an inch. Why? Shastra. You see, every angle it is like that. Prabhupada so many times attack even the scientists. They say, no, they're wrong. This is not the way it is. They ask Prabhupada for moon landing. Do you say, Srila Prabhupada, what do you say about moon landing? You want me to tell you the fact or you want me to flatter you? No, tell the fact. Simply waste of time and money. Straight on the face. Just imagine maybe the only man on earth who said that time. He took the world totally against it. I didn't budge an inch. Why? That's the kind of Acharya needs. Faith in the scripture is so strong. So we need a person like that. When you hear him, you increase your faith in the scripture. Okay, just a little. So that is one part. Then the second part Prabhupada talks about in the purport today. So he leaves an arrangement. So the arrangement includes everything. Prabhupada has left us with so many wonderful devotees. So nobody can say now there is no guidance for you cannot say that. No, Prabhupada books are there. You cannot say that. Devotees are also needed. Correct? In fact, we have not even seen Prabhupada. From devotees we heard how great Prabhupada is. Let us be honest and admit that. Correct? We should not take out the role of the devotee. Some people do that. They take one extreme. Now Prabhupada is there, his samadhi is there in Vrindavan, and his books are there. That's it. That's it. What about the devotees? You don't need them. Oh, what kind of philosophy is this? What kind of philosophy is this? That's what is happening. Some people go to we have Prabhupada books and we have Prabhupada. That's it. I don't need anything else. That's kind of a Kanishta Adhikari who has only Guru and deities. He cannot respect any other devotee. That's a Kanishta Adhikari. Prakata Sahajiya. He only knows to respect Guru and deities. He doesn't know how to relate to devotees. Correct? There are some kind of people no, who have that kind of outlook. True. Luckily, they're in a small number, but there are people like that. So it's not true. They're devotees. And how much wonderfully in association of devotees we hear about Prabhupada memories from them. So much enhances your faith. And when you read Prabhupada books also, you can feel in your heart is such a great devotee. It's not that we discount that opportunity. We can feel Prabhupada's greatness but just by reading his books. We see when you read Prabhupada, his heart is beating. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. You can feel it if you read. Don't read, then you don't feel that. You can see how his heart is so great, such a great devotee. So this has a role to play. So there is no incompleteness. Prabhupada left the whole institution. So we did reject that. Why did he create such an institution? If Prabhupada's Guru's order was to distribute books, then Prabhupada will make BBT printing press. Why did he create ISKCON at all? Not needed. Sometimes we feel if Prabhupada books are everything, then he would have just printed books. He went to America. Why did he create that? And how much energy he had to spend in creating the institution? So much energy. Train so many devotees, create so much institution, create the GBC, create so many opportunities. Why did Prabhupada have to do that? Prabhupada had just created one printing press, no? Correct? Why did he create the whole ISKCON institution? Yes, it is needed. For our benefit only, no? So we get association of devotees. So we know Prabhupada has given us the books, definitely, but he also gave us wonderful devotees. Take advantage of both and benefit. So that complete arrangement has been given a Prabhupada, we take advantage of it. Okay. The second part, that's why just like Krishna. So anybody wants to advance in Krishna consciousness, he has devotees, he has Prabhupada, and Prabhupada books, everything. Okay. And now the next thing, which is the shloka is talking about, the deities. We should take shelter of the deities. Living in temple means living at the lotus feet of the Lord. Correct? The deities. And we live at the lotus feet of the deities is very, very important. We should have that fortune. Prabhupada temple is like an apprentice center. Just like in engineering, they do internship. In medicine, what they call it? Something they call it. Internship or whatever. Internship. There is some kind of apprenticeship, internship everywhere. Correct? So temple is also like an apprentice center where you got an opportunity to directly serve the Lord. And deities are publicly worshipped. And there are so many devotees relating with so much love. We may have deities at home, but deities at temple are always special. In fact, deities in home are considered expansion of the deities in the temple. Just like a Janmashtami. So not every grahastha sitting at home only doing the worship of the deity. No. They can some take due care of that, but the focus is on temple deities always because they're publicly worshipped. And so much devotees are serving them with so much love. The deities manifest more mercy there. Correct? So we come for live at the shelter of the deity. That's very nice. So every yatra of ISKCON also always should be live in the shelter of a deity. And the deities have their role. That's what he's saying. He went to Badrika Ashrama to take shelter of the deities of Narayan Rishi, which are always there. True, if you're fortunate, you can talk to them also. Probably that's what Prabhupada is saying. A devotee can relate. And the one who is transcendently advanced can get direct inspiration from the temple deity. He can get inspiration. Correct? Not just somebody is there, Supreme Lord, Namaskar kar do, one exercise, physical exercise. It's not one physical exercise. He feels inspiration from the deities. And that the devotee always takes shelter of recognized temple of the Lord, how to make tangible advance in transcend knowledge by the grace of the Lord. And that's our purpose should be, to provide wherever we are, just like in Mangalore. Now people do not come anywhere, not only Mangalore, when the shape is not of a temple. People don't come. I exactly recall I was part of Bangalore Yatra, and with great struggle, We were some 40-50 devotees. Every Saturday evening, we used to call for 2-3 hours. Please come. We used to whole week meet people. On Saturday evening, please come. Tomorrow we have very nice program. You should come, and you should come, and you should come. Then we used to have 300 people coming with great day, and that used to be success. Hall is full. Small hall, 300, it used to become full. Okay. The new temple opened, 30,000 people was the minimum we used to get in the, at least in the first few days, 30,000. And even now it is around 10,000 people per day. People just come. And so you want the people to take shelter of the deity, but they don't even come. How they will take shelter? Let them at least come. So there has to be. Prabhupada said, you can live in a rented place. The deity should not live in a rented place. Even in Mayapur, Prabhupada used to say, sometimes people misunderstand this and they don't look at the practicality. What is there? Temple, you can have a small hut only, in 5 cent land. Why you take acres of land and build a monument? Who will come? Tell me practically. Prabhupada says when building the huge monument in Mayapur, which he built and devotees kept developing that. Hai. He ordered them to build the greatest monument ever built on earth in Mayapur. Prabhupada said, yeah, I can have a hut and stay. Not even you will not come. He's telling to one person who's talking. Nobody will come. That's it. We have to be Chalti Ganga mein haath dalna chahiye. We should see the reality. When there is an attractive structure and a temple, and a temple is not just a hut. We are created when you build a big temple, all infrastructure for people. When people come, they need a place for having darshan, a place for having doing kirtan together. Now we have online course, and we have sometimes 500 people. Some people are having 1,000 people in one class. And sometimes we had festivals. We had 10,000 people attending festival at one time. Where is the place? We don't even have place today for 50 people. Correct? 50 people come, then we have to open all doors and windows. It's just hot. So we need a place. Correct or not? We need a place where people, and not only that, the temple creates an ambience, an atmosphere. The people feel easily to develop respect for the Lord. And that's how the temples are designed. Lord at a high pedestal, and the decoration of the temple infuse all the Navavidha Bhakti within the heart of a devotee. He likes to hear in a temple. When you go on pilgrimages, it is so nice to hear because it infuses faith and attention. We like to hear about the Lord there. Right? Shravanam is so nice to do kirtan in a temple. Smaranam is so easy to think about the Lord. Everything in a temple invokes a remembrance about the Lord. There are nice paintings all around. Hana? There is beautiful altar. The deity is being worshipped. There are devotees of the Lord. And all infrastructure is there for all deity worship. You need some infrastructure. You need an altar. You need a puja room. And a deity should be permanently situated in a place. And we need guest house for people to stay. We need to have a place for festivals of the deities like Kalyani. We should have some arrangement for milk, have cows itself possible there. So much infrastructure is developed. That's how the temples are needed. And though if there is a properly, this is developed and it's not there. Prabhupada said, if you make a skyscraper for Krishna, Chaitanya will take you back to Krishna. You have the blessing given. Correct? So the blessing also. Not just that, it's the proper blessing will not work, but it's not easy to get that blessing. Correct? And to make not only that, to make not only skies, make it a functional community where thousands of people come and take benefit of the temple atmosphere. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
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 Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Pancha kalpatarupacha kripa sindhubhe
Patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo